Hello soul searchers, and welcome back to my channel where we use tarot to gain better insight into ourselves and the world around us. So yesterday I did my makeup routine and I had the idea to actually come on camera and show you guys how I do this. This is basically my quick base makeup, so when I'm trying to record and I only have like a break, this is basically the makeup routine that I do so that when I go on lunch I am ready to like record for y'all. So all the makeup products that I use will be listed in the description box, but I'll also try to go through and show you guys. So without further ado, let's just get into it. This is the SEPHORA Daily Sunscreen Cream. Y'all know I like this. It's a sunscreen, but it also doubles as a primer, and especially since most of the products today will be powder, this is just like a good enough primer. I don't need anything sticky or because I also have the e.l.f. Power Grip, but I just feel like that wouldn't work as well with a powder foundation. To be fair, I've never actually tried it, but you know, with powder, this is the one I go for. So we're gonna prime. I'm also gonna go ahead and throw some concealer on my face because time is of the essence. So this is the Colé concealer. When I bought this, it was on sale for like 12 bucks. It is way too light, but y'all just gonna have to trust the process on this one. The doe foot applicator did break off. That's happened to like 2 of my concealers actually. I don't know what's going on with concealer packaging, but it broke, so I'm just using a lip gloss wand to apply this, and I kind of can't see my own face, so I'm gonna just zoom on in. Sorry, the camera is like washing me out right now and I need to be able to see for real. So again, concealer, way too light for my skin tone. Just trust the process. We will get it together, I promise you. As I was doing this look yesterday, for some reason the 7 of Swords popped up into my brain. And so I kind of wanted to spend this time talking about that energy. Because very often, surprisingly, I will get either 7 of Swords or 5 of Swords in the advice position, which is a little jarring because nobody ever really talks about those cards in a good way. So the fact that they tend to come out as advice for me is just, it's intriguing. And then when I was doing my makeup yesterday, I was like, okay, this is 7 of Swords energy, how? So 7 of Swords, let me put some of this stuff away actually. Clean as we go here because we do not have time to clean after. 7 of Swords usually is the energy of thievery, deception, lying. Basically all of the things that are not good. It's also the card of the cheater. So yeah, it's not typically a good card. It can also describe people who lie to themselves or are just being like a little deceitful. And for some reason, the way I was doing my makeup, like this makeup can look a little crazy, especially in the process of doing it. And so I think that's part of the reason that it came up, is because the way that it looks while in process is not the way it's gonna look at the end. I'm just about to go in with the beauty blender. This is already damp. Here we go. So I think 7 of Swords came to mind mainly because like the way that it looks in process is not the way it's gonna look afterward. Like I've done this look quite a few times, and when I tell you it looks so good at the end, and I kind of never know how we get there because in the process it's rough. So that's part of 7 of Swords as well, kind of like a lighter side of 7 of Swords. Like, yeah, it's deceptive, but in a good way, because it ends up turning out better than it would have been to begin with, or than it appeared it was going to be to begin with. But also it's the energy of like looking like $1,000,000 without having to spend $1,000,000, without having to spend a lot of time, because time is also a commodity, as I have learned after getting 2 jobs, basically 3 if you include YouTube, because I be creating content for y'all. Like, please take a scroll through my channel. I have been uploading every day up to this point, which is a feat. Staying consistent when you have to edit and first of all, just record the content, then edit, then like market it on Instagram or YouTube Shorts or whatever. Like, staying consistent is rough. And thus far, I have been doing it up to this point for almost 2 months. So I don't even know how I got there, but yeah. Time is a commodity. That's what I was saying. Yes, time is a commodity. And so it's important to be able to look like you took an hour when really you only took 15 minutes, which is literally what we're doing today. So I'm just blending out everything. Obviously, I'm saving the eyes for last because that area tends to crease for me, and I want to be able to set it as quickly as possible after blending. So are y'all noticing that I'm looking a little pale? I told y'all, this concealer is way too light. It's okay though. We're gonna bring it together and you're gonna be surprised, kind of like I was yesterday when I was doing this. Okay. All right, so this is the Avon Flawless Mattifying Pressed Powder. This was gifted to me by my fiance, and I was not prepared to like it as much as I do, but it does already have like a little dent in it. It's kind of hard to see from the side. We're gonna hit pan on this soon. In case you can't tell, that's kind of like a goal over here. But yeah, I'm just gonna take this pressed powder, tap it off on the back of my hand. Because basically the concealer is the only creamy or liquidy product that I'm using today. So I wanna go ahead and set this, because if I were to go in directly with the foundation underneath, or with the foundation over the concealer, it would get patchy because it's creamy. So powder's gonna stick to it. So I'm kind of trying to bring this back down to ground so that it blends a little easier with the other products that are gonna go on my face. So that's blended, it's set. I like how it's looking. It looks a little crazy, but it's getting better. That's what really matters here. I think another reason Seven of Swords came to my mind is because like the concealer itself, like I said, it's too light. And so I could easily have been like, oh, I can't use that. And I want to say that concealer was maybe final sale or something, or maybe I just didn't feel like returning it. I don't know. But I could have easily just been like, oh, it doesn't work for me, let me re-gift it, let me do this, let me do that. But that is a deception, and I feel like it's kind of an easy story to tell yourself, especially when you struggle with overconsumption. You know, it's easy to be like, oh, this doesn't work, I'm just gonna go buy something else. No, you make it work, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. So much about this look actually brought up Seven of Swords, and kind of in like, I don't know, I can see a bit more nuance with the Seven of Swords, I guess. And I'm still using that same powder, just setting every other area of my face now, but I had to do those under eyes first because I do not like creasing. I do not like creasing. All right, now that that's done, I'm gonna go in with a powder foundation. Currently, I'm using the Maybelline SuperStay Full Coverage powder foundation. This is in the shade 355 Coconut, which is the shade that I wear pretty much in all Maybelline products. They tend to keep it pretty standard, and you can see we have hit pan on this. So exciting. I need another little puff thingy because that's usually what I use to apply this. So one second. The energy, here we go. I got this, by the way. So I'm just gonna do one swirl because this stuff is pretty pigmented. They were not lying about full coverage. And again, just tap off any excess on here. And then I'm just gonna swipe, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of an interesting way of doing this, but yep. And I'm mainly focusing this on my cheeks where I don't have concealer. And then as I continue applying, I'll kind of like blend it out. But you should be seeing a little bit how this is like kind of coming together a little better now. Okay. All right, do we see the difference? Period. One more swipe, a little little circle around. Tap off excess. I don't know, I think this is why I love integrating beauty or just different passions of mine into tarot, because they do, since I've started doing that, I've started getting more nuanced insights about the cards. I don't really believe that there's any good or bad tarot cards, but there are certainly some that tend to have a bad rep. And Seven of Swords is definitely one of those, but it's like deception doesn't necessarily have to be bad. Especially in this case where like it's harmless. I'm just trying to look like $1,000,000 and look like I spent time on my makeup without spending all of my life doing makeup, you know? So like it doesn't necessarily have to have a harmful effect on others. And I don't know, especially like I said, it has come out previously as like advice for me, and it really threw me because you don't really hear nuance when it comes to Seven of Swords usually. But yeah, it's definitely coming with an energy of work smarter, not harder. Powders are done. I do also like to contour. That is also with the powder. This is from the SEPHORA Pro face palette, and I like to use this shade. I'm trying not to blind you guys. This shade right here called Epic. It's like the perfect powder contour for my skin tone. Is this the brush that I use? Yeah, it is. Okay. This palette is broken. It is well loved, well used. So much of my makeup just looks destroyed. All right. Get these. Contour is a little harsh. Hold on, because I had to do this very same thing yesterday. This, whoops. I know I said I would link the products down below that I'm using, but this I don't think is actually available anymore. So you'd probably have to get it from a resale site like Poshmark or Mercari or something like that. And if that is the case, then I won't link it, just because you know, those sorts of places have like different types of sellers, and I don't want to recommend somebody who I don't know, honestly. And I'm not getting rid of mine, so. Anyway, that is the contour placement. It looks crazy. It tends to do this very easily because the powder's all just sitting on top of each other. So the last powder is this Pat McGrath Labs powder in medium 3. This is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Setting Powder. And this is like basically my skin tone. So I just use a little, can you even, it's the smallest amount. Using this big fluffy brush, we're gonna swirl, tap off excess, and kind of just brush this all over to bring my face back together because it's looking a little disjointed. Okay. I feel like that's blending a lot better. For bronzer, I'm just using this Brownie Bar face palette. I'm using this orange shade. It's technically a blush, but it reads like a bronzer. So I'm just gonna put that on my cheeks, just for like some additional warmth, some additional dimension, you know? Okay, cool. We do mascara and a lip and then we're done. Oh, and setting spray. Let's not forget the setting spray. Because the foundation is so light, like, I mean, it's there, like you can see the improvement, but it is light. It's not like it completely covered my brows. I just don't feel the need to do brow makeup, so that's like, or you know, a brow pencil, so that's one less thing that I have to worry about. Normally here I just do lip gloss, but that's actually over at my desk, so it's not here. So I'm just gonna end this video here, but this is basically it. Especially with powder foundation, I do see the need to put this on. It's a setting spray. It's the Sephora collection setting spray. Not my favorite, but it works. You know, it's not so bad that I felt the need to return it or anything. So that is basically how I do a quick makeup look. Let me know of any questions, and let me know how the message regarding the Seven of Swords resonated for you. Again, this is why I love doing this sort of content, because things just get so polarizing. People love the Sun card, but I've also seen the negative sides of the Sun card. So it's kind of cool to see the more positive sides of some of the more bad cards. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later, soul searchers.